So one of the factors that I found to be most important in terms of staying injury free and healthy when I'm running is just running on trails like this, doing as much of my running on off-road surfaces. This is a kind of gravelly fire trail, but there's all sorts of muddy paths and stuff off to the side, which I try and mix up the terrain that I run on, but stay off the tarmac, stay off the roads as much as possible. I know that's not always possible depending on where you live or where you're training. I'm really fortunate to be out here in Bedgebury Forest and be able to train out here on these fire trails, and I think running on off-road terrain is one of the real key factors in terms of staying injury free. So when I talk about mixed terrain or mixed ground running, this is the kind of thing I mean. It's a bit muddy, there's firm patches, there's bits of fire trail which would just come down. Now we're onto a kind of a side track that's quite muddy and slippery, and there's a bit of uneven ground underfoot, which makes you work all the time to keep balance, to keep concentration, but also it works your ankles and strengthens your ankles and your connective tissues. Obviously, if you're not used to this kind of terrain, then I wouldn't necessarily suggest going straight on into a full-on cross-country type route like this one here, which is really boggy at the moment with the rain we've had. But gradually include some different terrain into your running routine. Include some hills so that you're not just running on the flat all the time. Include some off-road aspects so that you're getting some different ground to run on, and that will really benefit your overall running health and fitness and help you to be stronger and also to avoid injuries. Whereas if you are running all the time on very smooth flat surfaces with no challenging aspects to them, then you'll find that your ankles become effectively weaker, your connective tissue becomes weaker, and you're not as strong. So you tend to run on that kind of terrain, then it's very easy to turn your ankle over or end up getting injured. So this kind of ground, running on this kind of terrain, where you might have to tread on the odd stick or avoid it or change tack, change from one side of the track to the other, or cope with the odd slip, it's a really good way of just strengthening yourself overall and in the end avoiding injuries. So try and find a trail or a track that you can run on that's a bit more forgiving for your feet and a bit softer on your joints, and you'll find, I think, that will help you to really stay injury free throughout the year. Do as much of your running off-road as you can on grass, even if it's a playing field or a grassy field or a farmer's field where you can run along a footpath. All that stuff is perfect just for avoiding the impacting injuries that you can get from lots of road running on tarmac and the like. So that's tip number 2. Do as much running as you can on the cross country, on the trails and off the tarmac. Good luck with your running. Thanks for watching.